Welcome to aminacademy.com. In questions, how, why, and what. In that, let us ask this question. How does the temperature work in human body? Thermoregulation is the maintenance of physiological core body temperature by balancing heat generation with heat loss. A healthy individual will have a core body temperature 97 degrees Celsius or 98.6 Fahrenheit. The temperature range needed for the body's metabolic process to function correctly. The human body's thermostat is the hypothalamic thermoregulatory center, which more specifically is located in the preoptic area of the hypothalamus. This center sets the body's set point and regulates temperature homeostasis. The hypothalamus contains temperature sensors which receives information via nerve cells called thermoreceptors. The body has peripheral and central thermoreceptors. The peripheral thermoreceptors are located in the skin and sense surface temperatures, while central thermoreceptors are found in the viscera, spinal cord, and hypothalamus and sense the core temperature. Variations in the body temperature activate these thermoreceptors, which inform the preoptic area of the hypothalamus. This area then activates heat regulation mechanisms to increase or decrease body temperature and return it to baseline. Now let us discuss further about how does the temperature work in the human body. The human body maintains a stable internal temperature through a process called the thermoregulation, primarily controlled by the hypothalamus in the brain. The hypothalamus receives input from temperature receptors in the skin and internal organs and compares the current temperature with the normal set point. The set point is 97 degrees Celsius or 98.5 Fahrenheit. If the body temperature deviates from this set point, the hypothalamus triggers various mechanisms to regulate the temperature. First, here's how the thermoregulation works. First, sensing temperature. Temperature receptors in the skin and internal organs detect temperature changes. These receptors send signals to the hypothalamus in the brain. Central control, that is hypothalamus. The hypothalamus acts as a thermostat, receives temperature information and comparing it to the set point. It assesses whether the body is too hot or too cold. Response mechanism, how it's responding. If the body is too hot, what happens? Sweating. Sweat glands releases sweat which evaporates from the skin, cooling the body. Blood vessel dilation. Blood vessels near the skin surface dilate, allowing more blood to flow near the surface, radiating the heat away. Reduced activity. The body reduces muscle activity to minimize heat production. If the body is too cold, what happens? Shivering. Muscles contract involuntarily, generating heat. Blood vessels constriction. Blood vessels near the skin surface constrict, reducing heat loss to the surroundings. Increased metabolic rate. The body increases its metabolism to generate more heat. Increased insulation. The body may shiver, goosebumps can form, and the individual may seek shelter or warmth. Feedback loop. The hypothalamus and the body's responses create a feedback loop, continuously adjusting the temperature until it returns to the normal range. This negative feedback mechanism ensures that body temperatures remains relatively stable despite change in the environment or activity level. What is sweating? Sweating means the process where the body releases a salty liquid through sweat glands, also known as perspirations. This liquid helps regulate body temperature by cooling the skin through evaporations. Sweating can be triggered by various factors like heat, exercise, and even emotional responses. These are sweat glands. Body's cooling mechanism. Sweating is a natural physiological process that helps the body regulate its temperature, especially when it gets too hot. Salty liquid. The liquid releases through sweat gland is a salty solution, primarily composed of water with trace amounts of salt and other minerals. Evaporations and cooling. A sweat evaporates from the skin surface. It absorbs heat, thus cooling the body. Common locations. Sweating is common in areas with a high density of sweat glands, such as under the arms, on the feet, and the palms of the hands. Other triggers. Besides heat and exercise, sweating can also be triggered by nervousness, anxiety, or certain medical conditions like hyperhidrosis, not just for cooling. While primarily a temperature regulations mechanism, sweating also plays a role in eliminating waste products from the body. So far, we discussed about what is the temperature, how the temperature works in the human body, and about the sweat. We have done. Please subscribe our YouTube channel.